Welcome everyone to WCU Entertainment Review. I am your host Jimmy, here with Dylan, who is like finals for seniors. They just don't matter unless you need to pass.
Yeah. Then they actually don't fail your finals, people.
Unless you're a senior, because then you can come back for another semester here at Westchester.
I don't think that makes you a senior then.
Let's just send it over to the video game screen.
So leave the memories alone.
Welcome everyone to the green screen. My name is Jimmy, here with Dylan. And Dylan, today we're going to talk about summer video games. And historically, they've always been very slow, especially recently. Back in July, there used to always be the release of the NCAA video game, but because of contractual reasons and legal reasons, that game is no longer being made. Now, historically, why do you think it's been so slow?
I know, it's kind of like a similar situation that movies have with the winter season. It just, for some odd reason, summertime is slow for video games. You'll get one or two high points, but for the most part, you'll wait a few months until September, October, or November hit when like the blockbuster video games happen.
And I think really what one of the main reasons it is the old mindset that kids are outside during the summer. Unfortunately, America's kind of gotten a little larger around the waist, why don't we say nicely, and a lot of people don't go outside as much, so kids play more video games. So I think that is a missed opportunity. I do think maybe if they start trying to create new titles during the summer, they might see a bigger rise in money.
I think it's also them trying to get the winter seasons. You have, I know some people give gifts for Thanksgiving, but you have
and Christmas,
New
Year's,
New
Hanukkah,
all the Christmassy holiday kind of stuff where people like to give gifts and presents. And it's also when you have extra money.
And that's true. And I do think all around, there are still some games that come out during the summer. We already highlighted Batman
It's in the
Arkham
background right
Knight.
over there.
Yeah, that's a background game. That looks really good. They did change up a couple things from when we last talked about it, where you can now switch between characters and fights, which is kind of cool.
They had a new trailer, I think, too.
Yeah, that's the trailer. Actually, the new trailer came out yesterday. You also just had the Mortal Kombat game come out, and I know Madden's coming out in August, and Madden's always that game that most sports fans look forward to because, well, it's Madden.
It's not that it's not that there's nothing there, it's just that the release cycle is slow. And I think also that it's kind of the issue where the game's getting in a development cycle. So if a game came out in November, they're not going to wait 6 months to release the game in, I don't know, August or whatever. They're going to keep releasing it on the same schedule anyway, since it just syncs up.
The funny thing is, a lot of these games do get released on the schedule, so that's actually very true. But you also have a lot of games there's not as many games coming out for the big systems right now.
No.
I think because you saw that transfer over from PS3 to PS4, so some gaming companies are being slow with that type of stuff. But I think we'll send it back to the desk with, well, us. Well, Dylan, that was nice, but unlike the video game summer season, movies and television are actually kind of growing. So why don't we send it over to the TV panel to talk about a bunch of season finales. Welcome everyone to the TV section. I'm here with Dylan, Erica, and Courtney. And today we're going to talk about some season finales coming up. And I think I'll start us off with talking about Arrow. Oliver Queen is now battling with the League of Assassins. Whether he'll join them or not, it remains to be seen. And the rumor is someone's going to die on this show before the end of the season, so that'll be kind of interesting. Another show that I'm interested in is The Flash, where basically Barry Allen has finally found out what his main villain's motivation is, and it'll be interesting to see. And they're actually going to do a crossover between Arrow and Flash, like they've done a lot of times this season. It'll be interesting to see where these two shows go, especially since they're in the same universe. And the final show I'll probably talk about is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, we've talked about this on earlier last semester, and basically this is a show that you want to like, you really want to like it, but you just can't. It's I think the contract between Marvel TV and Marvel movies, where they're trying to play into each other, kind of hampers it from being what it could be, and a lot of the characters just aren't very interesting. But Dylan, why don't you tell people what you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to Gotham. Its season finale is coming up. We have the mob families getting into a full-on war. The Riddler starting to show the fact that he's the Riddler. I mean, there was some hints about it, but it seems that he's going to be wearing a green suit next episode. I swear it's going to happen.
I don't think he will, but yeah, he is.
Bruce Wayne's starting to get more dark and edgy, and I'm going to expect a gravelly voice in the next hour.
I don't think that's going to happen. But why don't we move it to Courtney? Now, Courtney, why don't we kind of get off comic books because clearly me and Dylan need to watch more shows. But what shows are you looking forward to in terms of season finales?
Well, I actually do enjoy comic book shows. I just have not been up to date on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. recently just because of time. And like you said, it's not that interesting.
Yeah.
But during the summer, I will definitely try and catch up. Right now, all of my shows have either just started or in the middle of their respective seasons. So I don't have any season finales lurking over me just yet. I'd have to say Game of Thrones. It's really heating up right now.
Yeah.
I feel like that finale is just going to be intense, as it always is, because it is Game of Thrones.
Don't get attached.
Game of Thrones is actually, I will say this about Game of Thrones this season is they've done a great job of actually like, supposedly they're going more off what the books
They
did.
are. As someone who has read all the books, they are changing a lot, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting to see where they're going to go with that. Erica, what are you looking forward to?
Well, like Courtney kind of said, like I do like comic book shows, but as of right now, I am not caught up to date on a lot of my shows, but I'm really, really excited to see how Grey's Anatomy turns out. They just killed off like one of my like favorite characters on the show, and I'm
Spoiler
really
alert.
excited to see where it goes. And definitely Scandal and How to Get Away with Murder. Those two shows have been like my go-to shows this season to talk about and just to watch. And they're always really entertaining.
I
So
know how Grey's Anatomy is going to end up. The next episode is going to turn out he has a half-brother. And
no,
then
that's a soap
Probably.
opera.
It's the same thing.
No, it's
And then
not.
there's going to be a little
I mean,
midget or something comes out of nowhere for some odd reason.
I think
No.
you're thinking of R. Kelly Trapped in the
I mean,
Closet.
it is
Yeah.
called like Seattle Grace Mercy Death. So you kind of do expect characters to die like during the season finale.
Foreshadowing.
Just not that one.
Now, before we end this segment, I actually think it would be kind of funny just to kind of, what shows you think, you don't want to see come back? And if I had to talk about one off the top of my head, Community. Someone killed this show.
I enjoy
Every
it.
season, I hear about how this show's close to being canceled. And
Oh,
every
yeah.
season it comes back. I don't even care if it's good or not. If it's going to go, go.
It has a cult following. So
It
I don't
really
think it's
does.
Gonna go. And honest to God, if it does get canceled, Netflix is going to pick it up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Well, it got canceled on NBC. It's on Hulu now.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Or Yahoo or
yeah.
one
Well,
of
it's,
those.
Yeah, one of those.
it's not going to get canceled. I don't really have any shows that I want to see get canceled, just because I am more of like a DVR Netflix person where I don't watch them in real time.
You're as vindictive as
There are a lot of shows that I hope don't get canceled, but I think the shows that I kind of have like that have maintained my interest are ones that have maintained a lot of people's interest. So I don't think that they will get canceled. And if they do, I'll be very upset.
True. Now, Dylan, do you have any?
The new Millionaire remake that they're doing, I want that to be canceled.
Has it started?
I just want it canceled. I just hate it.
No, I agree, but I just didn't know if it
It doesn't even
started
have
yet.
to start.
What about you, Courtney?
Well, every year for the past, I don't know how many years, I always wish 2.5 Men would be canceled because, like, honestly, we're not going to get into it. And it finally was canceled.
So
Also,
the genie
Big Bang
gave you your
Theory.
wish.
Yeah, Big Bang Theory will never be canceled, unfortunately. I wish
Needs
it
to
was.
die.
It really does need to die. And like Erica said, all of the shows that I watch right now, I am very happy with. So I don't want to see anything that I like canceled. Although I do hope the Mindy Project gets renewed. That's a show I do not want to be canceled. So
Yeah, that was one of those shows that came out a couple years ago that was really high for a while, and then it just kind of like.
the show is really good. It's just the ratings aren't too great.
Yeah, I feel like I've kind of learned my lesson in the past couple years with not getting too emotionally invested into shows that have like a possibility of being canceled
Yeah.
because,
That's all shows.
well, I mean, like I look like in all honesty, I look at good producers. So if I know that a show is a good producer, I feel like it has less of a chance of being canceled. So like Shonda Rhimes, nothing is going to get canceled of hers.
Very true. But guys, we got to wrap this segment up and send it to us at the desk. Well, that segment was an arrow through the heart.
I think you missed your target on that one, buddy.
Bad puns excused. Let's send it over to movies. Welcome everyone to the movie panel. I already introduced us, so we'll just keep rolling. Anyway, guys, this summer season is here, and with the summer season comes the summer blockbuster. And with summer blockbusters, there's always those huge movies that everyone's looking forward to. And I do think the one I'm looking forward to the most is Avengers, which is coming out Friday. But what type of movies are you guys looking forward to right now, Erica?
Well, I think we kind of briefly talked about the Avengers. Actually, not briefly. It was the main movie segment last week. But I think I'm really looking forward to, and you guys are going to make fun of me, but Pitch Perfect 2.
Really?
I don't know. I I wasn't like a follower of Pitch Perfect, like the first one, and then like I watched it like maybe 3 times in one day, and then it grew on me a lot. So
every time I think of Pitch Perfect 2, I think of this little girl going to play the Cup song and her little brother just coming out and smacking the cup. And going, not in my house.
No, I mean, I don't know. I love everyone in it, so I just feel like it's just going to be like one big movie of inside jokes, and I'm really excited for it. And I know like we kind of like made fun of Tomorrowland, but I'm really excited to see what it's about.
Yeah.
I love like Disney movies like that. I know a lot of them aren't too good, but I don't know. It just kind of reminds me of like what National Treasure was, and I loved National Treasure as much as that will probably be never remade. But I feel like
Mickey needs work always.
I feel like it's gonna be like kind of like on the same like page as that and the first Pirates, so I'm excited for it.
Okay, Dylan, what movies are you looking forward to this
Well,
summer?
obviously the Avengers, and that's honestly it. Everything I'm looking forward to is either coming out in a long while, like the Aliens movie that's coming out, or Star Wars.
That's more towards December, so.
Well, that's not the summer though, but I'm not really excited about anything other than the Avengers. And I guess Land of Tomorrow, or Tomorrowland, whatever they're calling it. Land of Tomorrow.
Well, Courtney, why don't you save Dylan? And what movies are you looking forward to this summer?
Well, if you guys saw last week's episode, you know how excited I am for the Avengers.
True.
I'm really excited for that, so I'm not going to get into that. I am actually very excited for this movie coming out in July called Trainwreck. And it's written by and starring Amy Schumer, who is an up-and-coming comedian. She has her own show on Comedy Central. She hosted the MTV Movie Awards, and I find her to be hilarious.
And she did comedy here at Westchester.
Yes, she did.
Did she?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was like last semester.
She, honestly, her show is great. She's fearless, and I'm really excited to see this movie. It has a lot of people in it that I like. So I'm looking forward to July.
True, and the big thing about this this summer is I'm not kind of 100% behind a lot of these movies because I think like some of them are like the new Terminator.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean,
That's gonna speak
Jurassic
something.
World.
Oh,
I'm just
yeah.
terrified of dinosaurs in
Oh,
general.
I forgot about Mad Max. I'm excited about Mad Max.
I'm not. But the one movie I'm definitely not looking forward to is Marvel's Ant-Man.
Okay, I don't think it looks terrible. Like, I thought it was going to be really bad. I saw the trailer. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay, for somebody who doesn't know what Ant-Man is it a movie about a superhero who is an ant?
No.
It's a movie.
He wears
Okay.
a suit that makes him shrink to the size of an ant. And he has, like,
Super
ant-like
strength
powers.
and-
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Atom from DC, but the Atom's suit, he can change his size.
Yeah.
But Ant-Man's just.
Well, later
I
on,
think
Ant-Man is
he
able
needs
to
to
change
change
his
his
size.
name.
Well,
and
hopefully.
other
So
things.
Ant-Man has adventures in like the Bug Kingdom and rides. It gets crazy.
I mean, I think that's the problem that we've talked about before with Marvel's contractual issues because you end up with people like Ant-Man that no one's ever heard of. I mean, I'm a pretty decent comic book fan. I've never heard of Ant-Man.
Oh, I've heard of Ant-Man.
I-
Like, he's
Yeah,
a
I've heard of
big
him.
deal. Like, Hank Pym, who is not the main Ant-Man in this
I've heard of
movie,
Hank
Scott
Pym.
Lang. Hank Pym was one of the original Avengers in the original comics. So I guess it kind of makes sense that they're having an Ant-Man film.
Since they've had like one for every Avenger.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've just never heard of him, but it'll be interesting to see what the movie's about.
Well, we all thought Guardians of the Galaxy was going to be terrible.
And
Look how
that turned out to be.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
To be
it was
fair-
amazing.
To be fair, Guardians of the Galaxy was a little bit more obviously going to be a hit if you really think about it because
True.
it came out in a year where when they came out it was like August and like
Yeah.
they
There was
had
the
not had
Transformers.
any big movies.
Its
in
competition
months
was the Ninja Turtles.
where Michael
There
Bay
wasn't a
blew up the Ninja
competition.
Turtles.
I wish.
Yes.
That would have been better.
Where Michael Bay scared children who loved the Ninja Turtles.
With
And,
their melted faces,
Oh,
And adults that love the Ninja Turtles.
yeah.
but yeah.
So
I
that
mean,
was its competition, but it definitely, that exceeded everyone's expectations. So like you were saying, like Ant-Man definitely has like a really good possibility of doing the same.
it's plausible, but we'll have to wait and see this summer. And we're actually going to close it here. And this is actually my final episode as we use that entrance song as probably put together. And before I go, I just wanted to thank some people for making this show possible, which, I came up with this concept last semester, and a couple people have actually made this show work. And first thing I think is Dylan, who, despite me making fun of him all the time, is not that bad of a person most of the time.
Don't slander me. I'm a horrible person.
What part of don't talk during this did you not understand? He's actually been very helpful with this show. He comes up with a lot of the segments, and he does help me write some of the stuff, and he's been incredibly helpful with getting this show off the ground. I have to thank Erica, who is incredibly talented at what she does and is going to be taking my spot next semester, and I cannot wait to see what you two do with this show. Courtney, I also have to thank you because you've been a trooper for this show. You tried to come last semester, but scheduling just did not allow it to happen, but you have been incredibly helpful for this show and been able to create a new dynamic for us this semester, and I cannot thank you enough for that.
Thanks.
Dion, who has been both on and off camera for us, whatever role she's done very well, and I cannot thank her enough. Fabian, who wanted to be here this semester, but because of his school schedule, we couldn't actually get him on, but he was a big part of getting this show off the ground last semester, so I wanted to thank him. Megan, who is our editor, does an amazing job of making us all look better on camera than we actually are. And Brandon, who has done a lot of the technical stuff for this semester, and he's also the WCU-TV president. Him, like me, is graduating. He does not get enough credit for the work that he does for the show and for the club in general, and I cannot thank him enough for everything he's done for me over the last year. And other than that, I think I am out of thank yous. So, does anybody have anything to say before you close up?
We're free.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Jamie.
you're graduating,
Yeah,
Brandon.
So, for the final time, goodbye.
We meant to have party poppers and stuff, but we couldn't.
It's not in the budget.
No budget.
Yeah, not in the budget.
That's not true. I'm the treasurer. I know that's in the budget. But let's end the show.
How do I